ESPN and politics have not mixed very well in recent years. Sometimes that critique may have been warranted, but often it was lobbed as a way for people on one side of an issue to silence opinions on the other side under the guise of calling for fairness. There were plenty of people calling ESPN too political over the years, including President Trump. ESPN has done a whole lot to try and get away from the idea that they're political in any way, with President Jimmy Pitaro going as far as to tell his employees, "I do not believe that we're a political organization." Much of the talent who drew the ire of the Which brings us to this week, when the political world and the sports world intertwined in a way that made it nearly impossible to go unnoticed by ESPN, as much as they might have tried. News broke earlier in the week on Twitter that Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos had approved roughly $18 million budget cut set aside for the Special Olympics as part of the president's 2020 budget. Betsy DeVos just announced the Department of Education will end all funding for the Special Olympics under Real Donald Trump's new budget. https://t.co/2delete7hcwad Max Burns at the Max Burns, March 26, 2019. After outrage swept across social media over the decision, DeVos took to the Twitter to defend herself on Wednesday by denouncing the media for distorting the facts before confirming that, yes, she would be cutting all funding for the Special Olympics. This administration is focused every day on raising expectations and improving outcomes for students with disabilities. https://t.co/cgher2jetpic.twitter.com/ik4yfpcd Betsy DeVos at BetsyDeVos, March 27, 2019. The Special Olympics is sports. End of story. So it's impossible for ESPN, a network dedicated to covering sports news, to ignore entirely. The company has a page dedicated to the Special Olympics on its site, and the network provided global coverage of the 2019 Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi. The company did post a wire story about the news on their homepage for a time, but was relatively quiet otherwise. That is until some of its talent started speaking up. First, SportsCenter anchor Kevin Negandhi spoke about his own experiences with the Special Olympics and the people he's encountered as part of the ESPN crew. I've been a part of its Special Olympics at ESPN for the last 5 years. Watching the growth, confidence and true happiness from the athletes and their families has changed my life. The movement touches everyone involved. There are so many stories to share from it. World Games at 1. Kevin Negandhi, at Negandhi ESPN, March 27, 2019. Garrett Ford, 20 years old, from Ohio. Autism. Bullied as a kid, he started powerlifting at 16. He won 4 gold medals at World Games at at Special Olympics gave him confidence and courage. Changed his life. 2. pic.twitter.com/oom262nw1z Kevin Negandhi, at Negandhi ESPN, March 27, 2019. Malaki Nibiakora, 16 years old, chained to a pole in a Tanzanian refugee camp for his own protection as a kid, brave in the attempt, with 5th and 7th participation ribbons at World Games at once shunned, he's a hero where he grew up because at Special Olympics. 3. pic.twitter.com/z1xu3fc3 Kevin Negandhi, at Negandhi ESPN, March 27, 2019. Then, Around the Horn host Tony Reali, who had tweeted out his own thoughts the day before, took some extra time at the end of the show to talk about what it means to include the Special Olympics when we talk about how sports is for everyone. Tony Reali with thoughts on its Special Olympics and the ways we are all asked to include all people, every day. This is a test for all of us. Do we include all? In what ways can we encourage better? We can't be brave in the fight and win unless we include and encourage all. pic.twitter.com/bg7og5 Around the Horn, at Around the Horn, March 27, 2019. Julie Foudy also discussed the impact of the proposed $18 million budget cut on the Special Olympics in a video on ESPN.com, citing how soul-crushing it would be. It's hard to imagine anyone being punished for using their ESPN platform to speak up on this issue. You'd have to be pretty callous and cold-hearted to think defending Special Olympic athletes is something unsavory, and it seems that all the callous and cold-hearted people are the ones who caused the need for this discussion in the first place. It's still possible the cuts don't happen, and the outcry is certainly going to continue one way or another. But if there's a line that ESPN personalities were looking for to cross back over into the world of politics, this is the kind of issue that allows them to do so, we hope, without getting any kind of blowback. ESPN, local networks, yeet. Stay woke, be on fleek, and get that Gucci breakfast. GOOOOALLLLS. Say, bye, Felicia, to that testing stress. Weather's going to be turned, right, crisp by Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. ESPN flyer responded to ESPN with a tweet saying, "If you need a more detailed list of my accolades, feel free to reference last year's body issue or one of the many articles about me on your website." By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. CBS Eagle discussed everything from accidentally becoming a certified Uber driver to calling boxing for the first time to how he balances work across so many sports. By Joe Lucia on March 27, 2019. MLB, I'm honestly astonished we made it to 100 episodes just because when we started, we did like 4 or 5 of them and I didn't know what it was going to be. But then, we did those 2 episodes where I realized that it could be something bigger. By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. League networks, it's kind of funny, because that picture is so raw. You would think that maybe like the league would have stylists, or hairdressers, or suggestions like, why don't we all wear the same blazer like we're on CBS or something, and look very stately? By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. ESPN Fox Sports MLB on FS1, 2 weekly national games with at least 1 game exclusive to the network. By Joe Lucia on March 27, 2019. Local networks, yeet. Stay woke, be on fleek, and get that Gucci breakfast. GOOOOALLLLS. Say, bye, Felicia, to that testing stress. Weather's going to be turned, right, crisp. By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. ESPN flyer responded to ESPN with a tweet saying, "If you need a more detailed list of my accolades, feel free to reference last year's body issue or one of the many articles about me on your website." By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. CBS Eagle discussed everything from accidentally becoming a certified Uber driver to calling boxing for the first time to how he balances work across so many sports. By Joe Lucia on March 27, 2019. MLB, I'm honestly astonished we made it to 100 episodes just because when we started, we did like 4 or 5 of them and I didn't know what it was going to be. But then, we did those 2 episodes where I realized that it could be something bigger. By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. League networks, it's kind of funny, because that picture is so raw. You would think that maybe like the league would have stylists, or hairdressers, or suggestions like, why don't we all wear the same blazer like we're on CBS or something, and look very stately? By Andrew Buchholz on March 27, 2019. ESPN Fox Sports MLB on FS1, 2 weekly national games with at least 1 game exclusive to the network. By Joe Lucia on March 27, 2019.